Fala galera da G-Fight, Diego Ribas diretamente de Miami com Bryce Mitchell. How are you, sir? Thank you for your time.
I'm doing great, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the time and thanks for asking. Bryce, first of all, how did you handle the last few weeks of all the pressure, all the what was going on? How did you handle it mentally? Was it hard?
Well, thank you for your time as well, brother. I sure appreciate you. And no, it wasn't very hard. It drew me closer to God, and that's what God wanted out of all of this. And when we're under attack, generally it's spiritual forces, not forces of the flesh. And that's what this was. This was a spiritual attack to disparage me and my name. And I prayed about it. I've thought about it. I'm not taking back nothing I said, and I'm closer to the Lord. I fear no man.
Interesting. You said you're not taking back. But if when you look back, would you do something differently? Would maybe explain yourself a little bit better about whatever you were saying?
I sure would explain myself better, and I would talk about things that preceded up to that event in history, and I would reference, the context in which I'm talking, and I would do that much better. And I promise I will explain myself more thoroughly because I know now that the enemy is looking to take my words out of context and make me look like a hateful person. So now I have to be extra careful to explain myself better. I'm really glad that you asked that because that's the key to this whole thing. If I would just explain myself better, people would understand I don't hate anybody. And so that's the key, what you
And
just
you
said.
not support this kind of stuff, right?
I'm not a part of hate. No, sir. No. Jesus commands us to love everybody.
Perfect. Are you somehow concerned that in the future, when people look on internet, they're gonna remember you more because of that than because of your fights?
No, I'm not ashamed of what I said. I should have explained it better, but I'm not explained. I will teach my son and all of my friends know, and the truth is coming out, brother. You can't hide the truth forever. The Bible says the truth will always come to light, and Jesus Christ is the truth. And when I talk about history, I'm talking about truth. You can't make up the stuff that I'm making up. It is true. What I said is the truth. I'm not ashamed of it. I just have to understand that most people don't know the truth. And so when I talk about the truth, I have to explain it in a way that offends as little amount of people as possible. But you're always going to offend people, when you talk. There's nothing you can do about that. But I want to offend as little people as possible.
Okay. But do you still think those things you're saying were true?
I don't think that they're true. I know that they're true because I know history and I know what happened. Do you know what the Bolshevik Revolution is?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what the Bolshevik Revolution is?
Evolution Bolshevik. Yeah, the communists. No.
There you go. So when we're talking about people that have been suffered, we have to talk about Christians too. We have to talk about all peoples. All peoples have been suffered. So there's not one group of people in particular that have suffered more than another in history, and I'm not afraid to talk about that. And if that offends somebody, they are capable of debating me, and they're probably going to lose the debate. So anybody that wants to can debate me, and they ought to do it with love in their heart because I have no hate or malice or ill will towards anybody.
Okay. I do believe we can move on in this subject. Let's talk about the fight, Jean Silva. How do you see him as opponent, and how do you see him as a fighter promoter? How do you see him promoting the fight?
I think he sold the fight perfectly. That's what I'm really grateful for. Nobody could have sold the fight better than he did. So my hat's off to him, dude. I mean, the people are watching because of him.
What's the reaction you had when you saw him with the globe and with the Bastards and Glorious T-shirt and stuff like that?
Well, he made a total fool of himself, which made me look really, really smart. And all I had to do was just sit there and be quiet.
Did you take any of these like in a personal level?
I mean, it's really not bothered me, flustered me at all. I'm going to beat him just like I beat the other opponents. There's going to be no difference. The intensity which I bring to this fight, I go to every fight trying to win, and this fight's the same.
Okay, in terms of fighting, how do you see him the matchup? How do you break down the matchup?
I'm going to win. He's going to lose. That's what it boils down to.
Okay, and is he a good challenge? Is he a good fighter?
He is a great fighter. So what does that make me when I win?
A great fighter as well.
Maybe even more than great. Because if I beat him and he's great, that means I'm really something great, huh?
Oh yeah, all the UFC fighters are great. Let's set this down. Okay.
I would agree on that, yes.
Okay. Do you have any specific message for your Brazilian fans? Something you gotta say. You're fighting a famous fighter in Brazil right now, John Silva, and all that thing that's happened before. Do you have a message for your Brazilian?
I love all y'all, and Jesus Christ loves you. And if you turn to Jesus Christ, you'll inherit the kingdom of heaven. So thank y'all for watching.